The Can I say something? When I did my show here earlier tonight, I saw this beautiful theater, and I was like, how is Harmontown gonna feel like Harmontown in this space? And you guys did a great job.
Yeah.
It's felt like a Harmontown.
More so, really. I mean, they're very chill. They're very welcoming.
Good audience. Yeah, they're usually much closer.
It makes me want to meet more of them. Like, I want to kind of like. Do you think is this me pimping you guys too much, or Emily? If I like because you were at one point you had a therapeutic career. You've written many like things about like relationships and things. Can we bring up a couple and like and get to know them? Maybe
are we gonna watch them have sex or?
No, just like maybe they have an issue that they're trying to deal with.
Well, that's a fun. I find that often people don't volunteer for things like this, but let's see what happens.
Oh, haven't you been to my show? There's a
What's
couple
so
right
great
there.
is the couple raise their hands, but also their friends are pointing like these guys.
They're like, yeah.
Get them
They
out of
got
here.
shit to work out.
Chad and Natalie, you need to talk to them right now.
Let's
Okay,
bring
you
them up.
guys want to
You
come
guys
up?
really have a... Oh my God, Emily.
So we got two stools here.
All right. And we're totally gonna watch these people have sex.
We're totally gonna watch these people have sex. We're totally gonna watch these people have sex.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Colin
Have
and
seats
Lauren.
at your stools. Hello.
Colin and Lauren, correct?
Yes, thank you.
Colin and Lauren, everybody. Your first task is you have to figure out how to share a microphone.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Go ahead.
Eat it, right?
I would say put it in the holder, and that way you guys have a natural like give and take where you have to like lean in and like you have that visual cue of like I'm gonna talk. No, I'm gonna talk. Fuck you. So your names are again?
My name's Colin.
Lauren.
Colin and Lauren. All right. So what's the problem?
I guess, well, we've been living together for the last little bit, but I'm broke and I'm gonna have to move back in with my parents, so we're gonna be splitting up that way, but not all together. But yeah, so we're not gonna be seeing each other as much. I mean,
You guys have been living together?
yes,
Okay, to be fair, we've been living together pretty much since we've known each other.
How long have you been together?
About a year now, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
not too much.
So you kind of moved in almost immediately?
I
Oh,
moved in.
okay.
Yeah, I moved in immediately. Immediately.
And you consumed his. Now he has to leave. But wait, how? It's like how did that happen? That shell game? Like you moved in, and now he has to go move with his parents, and you're keeping the apartment.
Somebody's paying rent, it sounds like.
You got a job. This is an active year for you.
Are you staying in his place?
He's moving in. Oh no, I'm not staying in his place.
You're moving out of that place.
Okay, technically
Oh,
I
okay.
have my own house. I just never go there.
All right, take it easy. Like you guys came with like 7 friends, and they're up here. That's enough.
All right. So Lauren, you moved in. You moved into Colin's crib
Yeah.
about a year ago, and then Colin's you've fallen on hard times, and you got to move back in with the family.
Yes.
Now, Lauren, where are you headed now?
I have to go to my apartment. Well, my house. I'm very,
You have
very
your own
disappointed.
home?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed.
Why
about
can't
this.
Colin move into your fucking house? He supported you for a year.
Well, let me ask first, what's been the rent situation? Who pays the rent in the house that you guys have been in? You have been paying.
So I've been paying the rent. I do have a roommate. He's with me in the front row as well.
Sure.
But yes, I've been paying the rent.
So
And
you haven't been paying the rent.
No.
You've been paying the rent at your place.
Yes.
Okay. All right
So
then.
you weren't living with him because you needed to. You just were spending all your time.
It's not unusual. You guys
and the
want
whole
to be
time
together.
you've been paying rent on your house.
Yeah.
So
Okay, gotcha.
what is your issue with having him move in with you? He's kind of supported you in some fashion. So what's the issue with having him move in?
It's not as much him as like my situation.
What's
What are you,
your
a vampire?
situation?
Why are you being so vague?
By the way, the trick to being a therapist is just ask the most obvious question. So what is your situation?
I'm new to town and I moved in with people from my residence at university.
Oh, so you have a bunch of roommates.
Oh, a ton of roommates.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're not a fan.
Yeah,
Not a huge
exactly.
Neither of you are fans, or just Colin?
Yeah, neither of us are fans.
May I ask, are you two, would you consider yourselves in love?
Very much so, yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. You don't want that to be answered at the same time.
Yes.
You want one person to say it, and
saw-
the other person in a white hot panic to repeat it.
I saw a bit of equivocation on it.
You guys are young. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I will say that's a good time being young. Like, look, I've cohabitated with like 1,000 people, and it's always been the path of least resistance, the logical thing to do. So if there are a couple of little Riddler question marks on their labyrinth like map, what the fucking metaphor?
Batman,
What is that
was Arkham
metaphor?
Asylum is what that was.
I just sprained my neck on that.
Yeah, I don't. It's probably all good and well for us to have a couple head scratches when we hear their situation because they're at a time in their lives when maybe they shouldn't have this shit all figured out. So it sounds like you had 100% control when it was his apartment, but
You always had your own place to go back
she
to.
could always,
Yeah.
if they had a fight, if he turned out to be own a collection of human teeth, she could just if he during lovemaking cried out, "I'm actually from Montreal." She could quietly slip out.
I'm a Mennonite.
But there's
You won't have that anymore.
But not only is it more real, but also it's probably not even possible because it sounds like your living situation is more of a Burning Man kind of tent
I would say
that you're curiously committed to, though. Like you
Yeah,
have like a
see-
year contract at a hostel.
Now, Lauren, what is the, or either of you, what do you think the next step is? Like, Colin, you're moving into a new place, so you're searching for a new place.
Moving back with my parents.
Where are your parents?
My parents, we're not from Toronto. We're Peterborough, which is 2 hours north. They're in Peterborough as well.
Peterborough!
so. You guys,
I have family in Peterborough. Is that what it's called?
You too?
Peterborough.
so you guys are going to be 2 hours apart now.
No, we'll just be like, I don't know, 10-minute drive.
Wait, but where the fuck do you live then?
Oh, I live in Peterborough too. I moved there for school.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
So you guys will be. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Emily. You're the pro here.
Yes.
I'm so confused, Emily. You have the degree in this one. Fucking take over.
I have a degree in Petersburg, which everyone hates. I think and there's a term called sliding, not deciding, which is like when couples end up moving in together more out of necessity and like they need cheap rent more than because they've decided like I would like to spend all my time and have all my stuff paired with yours. And those relationships end up splitting often because you don't feel like you're choosing to move in with someone you love. You feel like this is all we can do right now because we're broke as shit. And I think
You just described 3/4 of my adult life.
Exactly. And how did those work out? Exactly. And I'm the same way. I've done that with several. Not you, love. I decided. And also, you moved in with me and showed up with two grocery bags and was like, "I'm moving in," and I was like, "I've made a huge mistake."
That's pretty much what happened.
They were not grocery bags. They were garbage bags. I couldn't fit everything I own into 2 grocery bags.
Don't be crazy.
Garbage bags, sure.
So I think you guys need to I think the obvious it doesn't sound like your living situation is stable, but I think maybe you need to work on your ideas of do you fully committing to this would be the next level would be you guys moving into a place that's just the two of you, perhaps, if you wanted, and maybe it's not time for that now. But if that's a goal, maybe that all you can agree on now is that that's the goal, and then you go to your parents' house, you go to your fucking Burning Man, and you guys make out in the park.
Yeah, you guys are gonna.
You're gonna be all right.
There's a terror to. I've been in those relationships where I'm like, oh man, if we make this, if we go backward,
Yes.
it's gonna be a disaster. I'm not saying that means it's going to be. I am saying if that were possible, then what's the point? And you will find, I think, that it will romanticize everything. You'll be brushing your teeth again before you know it. Like,
Yeah.
We'll go back to dating.
yeah,
Yeah.
you'll be dating. It'll happen, and it doesn't matter if it goes good or goes bad. It's not about bring the magic back and all the spices, like let's all that stuff. It's just like, yeah, you guys are children, and you'll sustain this.
Yeah, I guess my biggest concern is I've made steps to becoming an adult, a millennial adult, and
What have you done?
401k.
He moved out of his parents.
and
like,
and I work at a bong shop, so those are two
Oh,
adults.
that's your individual. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey.
So you do have a job.
Yes,
But your job doesn't provide you enough to get your own place.
exactly.
I
Yes,
think.
yes.
What? It does suck.
Sure,
It does suck.
there's a room full of people here that will forgive you for having to take backward steps in terms of that. The myth of you turning 18, leaving your parents' place, and becoming a human being that creates other human beings. That's all steeped in a time before they figured out how to really tap the workforce and exploit them. So
You
fucking,
bet.
like,
absolutely true.
Your generation now has 7 jobs, and it's what the market will bear. I'm sure that's no different in any country you go to. It's like, oh, they can all work and they can all fuck off and be children until they're 80. Like there's no shame in living with your parents till you're 70. But you won't.
There's some shame in that.
There's some shame in that.
Maybe a little shame. But I think as long as you're striving to like whatever the next thing is you want to do, if it's a better bong shop where you get paid more, that's a thing. I mean,
You gotta start your own bong shop, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at legalization 2017 in Canada, so you never
There you
know.
go.
Be amazing.
So then those bongs they'll be worthless.
Exactly.
Do you think that the vape culture has hurt the bong culture?
100% no, Jeff. I will fight that to a T.
I didn't have an opinion. I was just.
I get paid to have an opinion.
I wasn't going fucking Hillary on you, man.
Where are you guys on Kratom?
Oh, speaking of which, actually, I sell Kratom at my shop, not for human consumption, of course, but no, I have a lot of customers who it seriously helps with their addictions. Methadone is a serious problem for a lot of people, and
like
if you can
this
find a
kid.
natural substitute,
Yeah.
hey, why not? Absolutely.
This is a direction you need to go in. Look how animated you've gotten. This is like your passion.
Why
This is
don't
where you need
why
to
don't
go.
you plug where you work right now, and when there's a line outside tomorrow, tell your boss I should be an associate something.
Yes, thank you, yes. I work at Pipe Dreams on George Street in Peterborough, 416 George
Pipe
Street
Dreams.
North. Come see me. We're locally owned and operated for 20 years, so hey.
Oh, it's a family shop. I like that.
Colin and Lauren's relationship is on GoFundMe.com.
And Colin, I'll say, I had a master's degree in couples and family therapy, and this is now what I'm doing for a living. It's always okay. It's always okay to go in a random direction and not do the thing that you thought you were supposed to do.
Yep.
Never be afraid to start over. That's all we're ever going to do over and over again.
Whoa.
Sorry, I didn't hear any of that. I was just
It wasn't
conferring
important.
about MeUndies.
Hey.
I was looking at I have my OneNote on my thing.
Lauren, what is your bag? What is your dream gig? What do you do? What's going on with you?
I'm actually in school for psychology right now.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
There you go. I mean, do it for a few years. See what happens. Someday you might be on Harmontown, but look, you already are.
She's so far ahead of you.
Damn it.
You had to actually be a therapist and practice for years to end up on Harmontown.
You may create a Harmontown. Emily created it. She was the only damn this podcast only
We're
exists because
only
Emily
here
was
because
like,
of Emily Gordon. Emily Gordon is the reason that.
It's a little misleading, but I'll take the applause. Thank you.
Emily Gordon asked her, recently fired from NBC, Dan Harmon, would you want to do a show, right? Was that the
Yeah,
right
we were
timing?
just at a bar, and I was like, I'm running this theater in LA, and I desperately need shows. You should just get on stage and talk. And you were like, okay.
I've been waiting for someone to say that. I thought it was supposed to be ashamed of that.
And I would say it's become the thing it's that what that theater is known for. Yeah.
Can't we start like an anarcho-syndicalist kind of like little like society where Colin like gives us bongs and Lauren and Emily give us psychological advice, and Kumail does whatever Kumail does, you know, and we all.
I say things are racist.
But for free.
But for free.
You don't
No,
charge.
it's mutual reciprocity, and we all just provide everything. I feel like for the vibe that we got when we walked on stage, and the amount of like volume and love that you get when you come into a Harmontown show. Not to inflate this own balloon, but like walking down the street and the people come up and they're like, oh shit, like this is Harmontown. There's a feeling of community there, and I feel like there's a possibility that if we all just felt passionate and moved in or out of each other's apartments or back to their parents' apartments, and all did whatever we all love to do, that like something fantastic. We could get back on.
Just run in there with 4,000 people from Ontario.
All right. And what were they saying?
They'd say.
They say take off
sorry.
hosers, but
take
they,
off hosers,
yeah.
and we'd say no. These hosers aren't taking off. These hosers
are here to stay.
These hosers are yeah. These hosers are taking on the system. Lauren, it's Lauren.
Yes.
Let's. So that house you're staying in. That's good practice for an aspiring mental health.
Yes.
Are they listening?
I
here?
really hope not.
Okay.
Are any of them here in the house tonight?
No, oh God, no.
But all of Colin's friends are here tonight.
They seem like a great bunch.
Hey, I feel like we got the wrong people on stage. We have the Canadian Dave Klein over here.
He's fine down there. He's fine down there. All right. Well, let's keep moving forward. Let's hear it for Lauren and
Colin, Lauren.
You saved their relationship,
Good luck, you
Emily.
guys.
Good job. All right. We're tearing up Toronto.